Okay. Now, let's look at Canada, which has not been behaving itself. Again, this is not going to look pretty. We're at about 2% is how quickly we have been responding in order to try and kill this thing. So let's go back up to here. Canada. I find this very soul disturbing. Unbelievably tragic. Okay, that's over 1,000 people. 11,195. Sharing the screen, yes. 11,195. 2 here. Control V. Number recovered. Control copy. Recovered. Control V. Okay, the death rate is at 10.9. That's about right. So it means our hospitals are still on it. That has not changed from the last time I did this. There are 4 numbers there, 16th, 10th, and so forth. And so we now put this on the board. These are Italy's numbers here. We will again figure out somehow if we can, but it's very early days, so it's not going to be a very good estimate. April 16th, are we on the last day? Yes, 3106, 30,000 people. 3106. April 10th, 22,148. March 15th. I'm going to have to change this. March 26, 4043. And that was on the 26th. Dates are too early. I'm comparing it with Italy's data. Give me here. March 21st, 1326. March 21st. So that's only 4 days, eh? 25 days. 6 days rather, from the 21st to 26th. It's 6 days, less than a week. That's in a country like Canada. 30106. 22,148. This becomes 4043. 3. This is 1326. Okay. 7%. Well, it went from 6% to 7%. Not very much. This is not dying fast enough. This growth rate is not dying fast enough. Our death rate is holding at above 10%, but below 12%, about 11%. Deaths in Canada, no, it's not going to be 6. The reason this has to be changed is because we now have to match this number of active infected cases. Active cases have to match because that number is nowhere near small enough. Chances were usually 1 in 1. The data shows that this each person will infect about 2.6 or 2.4 more people as a result. So this number now change. That is not high enough. And we can go back to the data and we then match number of active cases. Active cases are at 19,000, about 20,000. And it looks like there's a slight kink here at about 13,000. So it could be at 24,000 by the time that reaches. 1.2, that's about right, actually. Although it's a rough estimate, halfway point is about 12,000 or so. So we'll be about 24,000. It's not bad. which means there will be 10,000 deaths. Total number of cases will hit almost 100,000, 90,000 people from what we have here. And this is because this response rate is not nearly high enough. New Zealand's, it's 14, it's twice that, 14% per day. They're reducing the growth rate by 14% a day in New Zealand. And they will kill this very quickly. Okay, moving along. If, right, that is the halfway point, which I have found. Here, we're saying, let's say it was a halfway point. Got a halfway point there. Not with deaths, I'm looking at infections, and that's active cases. April 8th, logarithmic. And it's going up, and then it's going down. March 24th, maybe. Get off of there. No, that's a straight bloody line. I don't see an inflection point at all. Maybe April 11th. Let's call April 11th the inflection point. Wow. Again, February the 1st by the time this thing has started. I don't know when our first case was. We had 8 cases on February 15th, and that's well into it. So February 1st is going to be very, what did I say? Yeah, it's around there, April 10th. So this is going to be at April 10th. That's a halfway point. And that's an inflection point, which means this will be total number of active cases, which is here. Total cases will be here. So total active cases will be something like that. Where are total active cases? All right, let's call it April 7th. Should have been here, right? So I've called this on April 7th here, and then that makes this April 7th. This point here corresponds to that point there. Total cases, these are active cases. That there is April 7th. That there, February 1st. And I think I'm early on that. And it won't be April 1st. February 1st should have been the day we had the first case. And then about almost 2 weeks before that. All right, let's be safe. Let's do it properly. And it should be January 15th. Began January 15th, not February 1st. And to find that many number of days. So that's the length of time I'm looking for to make a very, very rough guess, because Canada is still early, but this disease is now out of the box. Okay, share. We're now going out of the box here, back, number of infected cases. So, start date. This will be inflection. Halfway, end quarantine. There we go. Start, I said January 15th. Inflection point, April 7th. On 20 dash April 0 what 4? Sure. 7th. Thank you. That means the halfway point. All right, now up here. delta T, yay, which is equal to this one minus this one, 83 days. Each quarter section, each quarter way through is going to be this a lot. This one is obviously equal to this one plus this one. January, February, March, April, May, June. June 29th, the end of June, this thing will turn around. Equals this one plus 2 star that one. December the 12th. We can end our quarantine in Canada on December the 12th if we keep going the way we're going, because we are not killing this quickly enough. This number here is too low. Everybody must very seriously quarantine, and I have the feeling as this starts to climb up and as the number of deaths increase, as I hate to say that because this is on a tear. That's 1,000 deaths. How many did I say we would hit? 10,000. I think I'm low. When this hits about maybe 6,000 deaths at the halfway point, if this hits about 6,000 deaths, people may actually start to take this seriously, and this thing will be hammered down. So far, the hospitals can still handle it, but every other country, the hospital has been filled up, and that has hit about 45%. So that's where we are in Canada. This thing is not being killed quickly enough, and people will, if that quarantine ends more quickly, more slowly, then this number here will increase drastically. So that is, so that's basically the conclusions that I have for Canada, is that everybody must, I mean, people went over the Easter weekend and there were campers out and people going out and so on. If you go out, you wear a mask. Personal hygiene is extremely important, and you quarantine and you take all precautions. And we have to do that immediately, or this thing's going to drag out till the end of December. That's what the model is now telling me.